Welcome to pile number 1. The figure in the Seven of Wands stands on an elevated ledge, wand raised and ready. 6 more wands pressing upward from below, as though the whole world has decided today is the day to challenge them. The stance is defiant, the grip is tight, and the ground beneath their feet is uneven. There is nothing comfortable about this position, nothing restful in it. It requires everything. It requires it constantly. And if you chose this pile, something in you recognized that image not as a stranger's story but as the texture of your own daily life, worn so familiar that you may have stopped noticing how much it costs you. What you long for is rest from the fight, not the absence of ambition or purpose, but the particular profound relief of a life in which you do not have to constantly defend your right to occupy the space you are standing in. There is a weariness underneath your resilience that does not get named very often, because the resilience is real and it has served you and people have come to rely on it. But in the quietest part of yourself, what you ache for is a version of your life in which your position, your worth, your choices do not require perpetual justification, where you are simply allowed to exist without having to prove the legitimacy of your existence at every turn. You long for someone, or perhaps a whole life, that looks at you holding that wand and says, "You can put that down here. Nothing here is going to challenge you into the ground. Rest. You have earned it, and more than that, you deserve it simply because you are." Welcome to pile number 2. She does not wrestle the lion. That is the first thing worth noting about this card. The thing that separates its wisdom from what most people expect when they hear the word strength. She places her hands around the lion's jaws with the gentleness of someone who understands that force is rarely the truest form of power. And the lion, enormous and wild and entirely capable of destruction, goes quiet beneath her touch. Above her head, the infinity symbol traces its endless loop. She is not winning a battle. She is in a relationship with the animal, with her own nature, with the parts of herself that are neither civilized nor comfortable nor easily explained. And she has made peace with all of it. What you long for is that, not the performance of strength, which you may already be very familiar with, but the bone-deep ease of someone who has stopped fighting with themselves. You long to be at home in your own nature. The whole of it, including the parts that feel too big or too raw or too difficult to show in polite company. The lion in this card is not a flaw to be corrected. It is the full force of a real self, finally met with tenderness instead of shame. You have spent considerable energy managing, moderating, keeping certain things contained that were never meant to be contained forever. What you are longing for, at the root of it, is self-acceptance so complete that it transforms into genuine self-love. The quiet, unshakable kind that requires nothing from anyone else to sustain itself. You are longing to be, at last, entirely on your own side. Welcome to pile number 3. The angel in temperance stands at the edge of where the land meets the water, 1 foot in each world, pouring a continuous stream between 2 cups with a patience that seems entirely outside of time. Behind them, a path leads toward mountains glowing with a particular light of something sacred and distant and real. Irises bloom at the water's edge. Everything in this image is in motion. The water flows, the path continues, the light moves, and yet the overall feeling is one of the deepest stillness. Not the stillness of things stopped, but the stillness of things in perfect, unhurried flow. If you chose this pile, that image will land somewhere in you with a recognition that has nothing to do with logic. What you long for is that quality of flow in your own life, the sense of everything working together rather than in opposition, the feeling of moving through your days without the constant friction of things being slightly, persistently out of balance. You long for integration, for the parts of your life that currently feel at odds with each other, the practical and the spiritual, the giving and the receiving, the pace you are moving at and the pace your soul would choose, to find a harmony that doesn't require you to sacrifice one for the sake of another. There is also something deeply tender in this card about patience with your own becoming. The angel does not rush the poor. The path does not demand you arrive before you are ready. What you long for, underneath everything, is the felt sense of being in alignment with your own life. Not forcing, not falling behind, just flowing in the direction you were always quietly meant to go.